So in this lecture we are going to see about the concept called as a error and flow control. So the most important responsibility of data link layer is flow control as well as error control, because flow control, if the receiver is not responding or the speed of the receiver is slow, then in that case we have to adjust the transmission rate. So that is the responsibility of data link layer, as well as the error control is also very important. So for that purpose we are going to discuss this concept. So flow control refers to the set of procedures that used to restrict the amount of data that the sender can send before waiting for the acknowledgement. So now let us consider that whenever I am teaching you, or whenever a teacher teaches a particular concept, then the particular faculty member asks for the feedback whether you have understood. If you say yes, then it is an acknowledgement for the faculty member that he comes to know that okay, whatever the information I have passed, it is understood by the students. So let us continue with the next information. Similarly, whenever the data is transmitted from transmitter to receiver, at that time it waits for the acknowledgement. If the acknowledgement is sent by the receiver, then sender will come to know that okay, whatever maybe the information is sent, it is received correctly. So for that purpose this flow control is very important. So error control in data link layer, it is based on automatic repeat requests. So whenever a retransmission is required, as I say in previous lectures, we have seen that if the error is of burst type of error, then in that case if we want to control it, then the only choice remains with us is a retransmission of data, and this retransmission of data can occur if the burst error occurs. If the data loss is there, then in that case retransmission occurs. So for that purpose this error control will be playing a very important role. So there are certain protocols related to this flow control and error control. So what are those protocols? We are going to see these protocols. As we know that we'll be considering there are two types of channels available. First one is the noiseless channel and second one is the noisy channel. So noiseless channel, in a sense, we'll consider this is the idealistic condition where no noise get introduced when you transmit the data. But in reality, in actual practice, this is not the case. Either it may be a wired transmission or wireless transmission, the channel is always noisy. Then in that case, if the channel is noiseless, that means it is an idealistic condition we'll be considering. Then in that case we'll be considering the two protocols, that is the simplest protocol and stop and wait protocol, that we'll be considering. And if the channel is noisy, then in that case stop and wait with ARQ, go back in ARQ, and selective repeat ARQ. These are the protocols, three different protocols associated with the noisy channel type of condition that we are going to study. Now noiseless channel, we will considering that this is the idealistic condition, ideal channel where no frames are lost, no duplications or corruption occurs, and everything is sent is received by the receiver. So the two protocols associated with this one is the simplest protocol and stop and wait protocol. Now this is what the simplest protocol with no flow or error control is required. What happens? You can see that you will get the data from network layer. Data link layer will send a frame to physical layer, and physical layer will send the frames to the receiver. Since the channel is noiseless channel, then in that case no errors are occurring. So whatever may be transmitted is received as it is by the physical layer of the receiver. So that data is received by the data link. So since as it is received, so there is no question of error control also. So data will be delivered to the network layer. So this is how the algorithm works with the simplest protocol. That means the sender is sending and receiver is receiving. So request from the network layer that I want to send the data. This is what the algorithm is. So it repeat forever. Algorithm say from sender side it will send it. So there is a notification from physical layer at receiving end, and it will send the data to the upper layers. So there is a request from network layer from sender side, and there is a notification from physical layer from at receiving side. So this is how the algorithm actually works in your simplest protocol. Now next one is as we have seen the simplest protocol example. As we have seen that a sender A is sending a request, so frame is sent, and it is received at B. So it is received without any error, without any changes in the frames. So the question of acknowledgement doesn't occur. Then the second request comes from the upper layer and second frame is sent. Then the next request comes and the next request comes. So this is the flow diagram of simplest protocol. This is the flow diagram of simplest protocol. Then stop and wait protocol. Next is stop and wait protocol. So what happens when there is a request from the network layer? The network layer will send the data to the data link layer. Data link layer will add header and trailer along with the flags and makes a frame, and it sends the frame to the physical layer. So the data frame is now you can see that there is only one data frame. So this data frame is received at the receiving end, and since the channel is noiseless, so there is no error. So it is received as it is. After that, this data link layer will send another frame that is called as the acknowledgement frame. See, this acknowledgement frame is received at this physical layer, and the physical layer data link layer of this sender will come to know that okay, whatever may be the data frame I have sent, this is acknowledged by the receiver. That means the data has been received by the receiver. So there is a request from network layer. So algorithm that will find a frame and sending the data, and the data will be sent. So there is a notification. There is a notification from the data link layer and so physical layer at the receiving end, and it will send a acknowledgement, and there is a notification. The third event occurs. There is a notification from physical layer of the sender which tells that acknowledgement frame has been received. So you can see this. This is what stop and wait protocol. So sender A will send a frame. It will send a frame, and as soon as the frame is received, it will send an acknowledgement. Once the acknowledgement is received, it will wait for the next request. It will wait for the next request, and next request, whenever there is a next request, it will send the next frame. As soon as it is arrived, it sends the acknowledgement. So this is stop and wait. Why it is stop and wait? This is called as a stop and wait protocol because it is sending a request. It is sending a request. Once a request is sent by the network layer, it sends the frame and it stops. It stops till it gets the acknowledgement. So it waits for acknowledgement. As soon as it gets the acknowledgement, it looks for the next request and it sends the next frame. That's why it is called as a stop and wait protocol. Send, stop, wait for the arrival or the acknowledgement, then again send, again wait. So stop, wait, stop, wait. That's why the protocol is called as a stop and wait protocol. Okay. Till now, is there any query? If it is not, we can proceed. Then the next channels are noisy channels. So in reality, whenever you are sending the data, either it may be wired or wireless. So if it is a wired, then in that case electromagnetic interference might be there. If it is a wireless, then in that case also some noise may appear, electromagnetic noise may appear, and that may change the signal. So in that case you need to consider always the channel is a noisy channel. So although the stop and wait protocol gives us the idea how actually we can control the flow of its preceders, then the noiseless channels are actually never exist. It exists only in vacuum only, but vacuum is not possible. So always there is a noisy channels are there. So we need to consider the three types of protocols, that is a stop and wait protocol that we have seen. But now if the error occurs, what happens? That we need to consider with automatic repeat request. That we need to understand with these three protocols: stop and wait, go back n, and selective repeat. What are those? Let us see. So error correction occurs in stop and wait ARQ is done by keeping a copy of sent frame and retransmitting the frame whenever the timer expires. Whenever the timer expires. So this is the example we can take. Whenever the faculty delivers a lecture or delivers the information or a particular bit, then most of the time faculty waits for the response from the student. Even though he asks the questions whether you have understood, but when there is no acknowledgement, he tries to read your face and he waits for certain time, and after certain time he once again repeats the same information. So that means after a certain time expiry, the faculty repeats the information in the class. So this is the best example I can correlate with this stop and wait ARQ type of information with error correction. So stop and wait ARQ, we use a sequence number to the number of frames. So we will be giving the number of to the sequence numbers to the number of frames, and these sequence numbers are based on the modulo 2 arithmetic. So frames are numbered, and stop and wait ARQ acknowledgement number always announces the modulo 2 arithmetic sequence number of the next frame expected. So if a frame 1 is expected arrived, then acknowledgement is of it is expecting next frame, that is frame number 2. This is what the stop and wait ARQ. Let us see how actually it works. Now you can see here the actual diagram of this design of stop and wait ARQ protocol. So there is a request from network layer. So as it is we discussed in previous case, stop and wait. So it will send the information. Now it consists one important point, that is a sequence number. Okay. So sequence number is, let us consider that the sequence number is 0. So that 0 is added and the information is sent over here. At receiving end it will receive, and if it is received 0, then it's okay. Then it sends the acknowledgement number. So this acknowledgement number is added to the frame of acknowledgement and it is sent. So this acknowledgement number is received at the receiving end, and it is a notification from the physical layer to the data link layer of sender, and it will check for the next request and it will send the next frame. But there is one timer. Here you can see that there is a one timer which is associated with this process or with this algorithm. If this timer gets expired, then in that case the frame will be discarded even though it is received after certain time, but it will resend the frame to the receiver. So this is why, that's where it is called as a automatic repeat. Automatic repeat. As soon as the timeout event occurs, the frame request is again generated, and the same frame is again sent. That's why it is called as a stop and wait ARQ protocol. So here you can see how actually the process occurs with the flow diagram. So I'll explain it to you. So whenever you start with the request 0, okay, so the request 0 will send request 0, SN number 0 will, that frame 0 will be started, and when the frame 0 is started over here, you can see that as soon as the frame 0 received at the receiving end, the acknowledgement is of frame number 1. Acknowledgement, that means I have received, but now the acknowledgement 1, what 1 sends, what 1 informs that now I have received the frame 0, now I am waiting for frame number 1. Now I am waiting for the frame number 1. Okay, now it starts next frame number 1. So frame number 1 is started, but in between what happens, the frame gets lost in the noisy channel. Let us consider that the frame gets lost in the noisy channel. Then in that case, the timer is already on. As soon as you send the frame 1, the timer is already on. It wait for timeout. And after timeout, without waiting for the acknowledgement, it will resend the frame 1 again. Now you can see that the information is resent. So frame is resent again, and as soon as it is resent again, the next frame it is expecting that it should be a frame 0. So it will send the acknowledgement of frame 0, and the frame 0 is again started. Now let us consider that here what we have considered. We have considered that frame is lost. Now in the next case we'll be considered acknowledgement has lost. Okay, so frame 0 is sent. Now it is waiting for the next sequence of frame number 1. So frame number 1 acknowledgement is lost in between. It's lost. That means receiver had sent the acknowledgement, but due to noisy channel, that frame of acknowledgement got lost, and it will wait for a certain time, and as soon as the timeout occurs, because acknowledgement has not received during a time duration, so the timer will again start, and it will resend the frame 0. Here you can see that here it is a frame 0 you have sent, and here again you are sending a frame 0 because acknowledgement has lost. Here the frame has lost. So as soon as it sends the frame and it is received, and acknowledgement 1 is received, so this is how stop and wait ARQ, automatic repeat request. So it will be automatically repeated. So you can see that the frames are automatically repeated if the timeout goes, if you don't get the frame information, or if you don't get the acknowledgement information, then in that case automatically the timeout occurs, and as soon as the timeout occurs, the same frame which was earlier sent is resent back to the receiver. That's why it is called as a stop and wait protocol with ARQ. Got it? Okay. So this is the example how you can calculate the bandwidth delay. So in such case, bandwidth delay is the most important, because you have to wait for the response from the receiver, and the bandwidth utilization in such case is very high. Bandwidth utilization or the delay is very high. So utilization is very poor in such cases. So for that purpose we need to proceed for the next protocol, that is called as a go back n protocol, and the sequence is generated with the numbers of 2 raised to m module, where m is the size of number of fields in the bits. So if m bits you are considering, if 3 bits you are considering, then you can go for 8 numbers of sequence. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, or 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So these 7 sequences are there, and these 7 sequences are sent. So here you can see the sequence are generated. So if you can consider that this is a frame sent but not acknowledged. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so you can generate. So this is a 4-bit, you can consider this is a 4-bit sequence. M is considered to be 4-bit. So 0 to 6 sequences you have not received, and frames are received that can be sent but not received by the upper layer. So these are the frames which are not received. So the send window size is 2 raised to m minus 1, that is nothing but 2 raised to 15. Here you can see that 0 to 15 you will be considering. So you will be considering that the acknowledgement you have already received in the previous case. The frames are not sent, the frames sent but not acknowledged. The frames can be sent but not received by the upper layers. Then in that case you have to use the concept of called as a sliding window concept. So this sliding window is that you have to decide the window size. So let us consider that the window size is of 3 or 4. So if the window size is of 4, this window size is first like this, then this window size gets shifted and like this, and it will get shifted, and you can find that the window is shifting. So window is sliding from one frame to other frame. So this is how the sliding window protocol came into existence, and that is used for this go back n type of ARQ. So send a window is an abstract of the concept defining the imaginary box of the size of 2 raised to m minus 1. So 3 variables are there, SF, SN and S size. So these are the send window can slide one or more slots when the valid acknowledgement arrives. Now at receiving end what happens, let us see. So this is a little bit difficult concept to understand, but just try to understand the concept. But what happens, up to this acknowledgements have received. Now next receive window will be 3. Okay, next receive window will be 3, and when the next receive window will be 3, let us consider the window size is 1 only. So third will be the 1. The frames, next frames you are not going to send it. So third frame you have already sent. Now once you send the third window, automatically window will get shifted to fourth one. Automatically the window will get shifted to fourth one, but you have to wait for the acknowledgement of third one. You have to wait the acknowledgement of third one. So the receive window is the abstract concept defining the imaginary box size of 1 with a 1 variable. The window slides when the correct frame is arrived. It slides automatically to the next one. Now you can see that here you will be sending, this is a design of the frame. You can say that this is a window size you have decided, and this is the next window you want to send. Now the data is there, request is from network layer, so you will be sending a data. So obviously a timer is there. In previous stop and wait protocol, you have only sent only one frame at a time. Now here you will be sending the frame size or the frames of the window size. So if the window size is of 4, you will be sending 4 frames at a time. So that frame comes with a sequence number, data frame, and all the information. So the frame is received at the receiving end. The frame is received at the receiving end, and you will be getting a data. And once this data received is a correct one, once the data received is a correct one, it sends the acknowledgement with a next acknowledgement. So it will send the next 3 acknowledgements. So next 3 acknowledgements, so the window will get shifted to the next one. So window will be get shifted to the next one, or the 3 windows will be shifted, and the window will get shifted from here to here, because the last acknowledgement you have to wait for. Then window will get shifted to the next one, and you will be getting a data like this. So now what happens, let us see, go back n if you don't get a frame. Now what happens, let us see. If whenever you start with a 0th frame, you send a frame 0, it is received, it will send the acknowledgement, but simultaneously once it is received Rn, the next frame 1 will be sent. The frame 1 will be correctly received, it will try to send the acknowledgement. The frame 2 will be sent, it will receive. Then the next, the frame 0. Why? The frame 2, here it is a timeout, you can see that here it is a timeout. So again the frame 0 is sent. So the third frame which is sent is correctly discarded. So third frame is not received, the frame 0 is received. So that is understood by this one, and that third frame, which is actually the next frame expected, but instead of frame 0 is received. So this frame 0 is not a frame 3. So this frame 0 is discarded. Now this is window size 2 raised to m less than 1. Now the window size is 2 raised to m equal to 1. 2 raised to m, if this is equal to m, then in that case what happens, let us see. The frame 0 is sent, it is received. The frame 1 is sent, it is received. Frame 2 is sent, it is received. Frame 3 is sent, it is received. Now the frame 0 is sent. So the frame 0 is expected over here, but this is what is expected. Your window size is 4 now, so you are expected to receive only 4 frames, but the 5th frame you have received, that is a frame 0, and that is not at all expected. That is not at all expected. So you will be receiving a frame 0, even though it is not sent, you will be receiving a frame 0, because the window size is of 2 raised to 2 raised to 2, that is 4 only. So you have received already 4 frames, but you will be receiving a 5th frame also. So this is a erroneous acceptance, and you will get an error. So go back n size. The size of the sent window must be less than 2 raised to m. The size of the m receiver window is always 1. So let us see what happens if the acknowledgement doesn't meet. Now let us consider that this is the window size which is already given to you. Now this is the window size. You can consider this window size. Okay. Now there is a request. The timer starts initial, and there is a request. So the frame 0 is sent. So the frame 0 is sent, and it is received, and the acknowledgement of 1 is sent. It is received. Now you can see that the window is now shifted by 1. Window is now shifted by 1. So arrival of acknowledgement. So acknowledgement and the request for the next one is there. So it will wait for the request. As soon as the request is received from the upper layer, it will send a frame 1. It is received and it will send an acknowledgement 2. It is received and send an acknowledgement 2. So what happens? Even though this request is there from upper side, that is the network layer, it will send a frame 2. It will send frame 2. But acknowledgement 2, which has been lost during the transmission. That means since it is a noisy channel, because of that, that acknowledgement of frame 2 is lost, but the frame 2 is already sent because of this request and sliding window concept. So this acknowledgement, the frame 2 will be received and it will send the acknowledgement 3. Okay, then as soon as it will send the acknowledgement 3, but before that it will send the acknowledgement 3, considering that because there is a fixed duration, so after fixed duration it will send a frame 3 and it will wait for the acknowledgement 4. Now you can see that here the acknowledgement 3 is received. So acknowledgement 3 is arrived, but 3 has already sent. And then the window is shifted to the next one. Okay, window is shifted to the next one and acknowledgement of 4 has been received. So what happens? Because of that, you can see that what happened when a frame is lost. The frame 0, 1, 2, 3 are sent. However, the frame 1 is lost. Here you can see the acknowledgement like this. So these are the examples of this one. So frame 0 is sent, acknowledgement 1 has received, acknowledgement 1 has sent, and acknowledgement 1, sorry, the frame 1 has been sent and frame 1 has been lost. But since the timer is going on, the sliding window will keep sending the next frames. But here again it is waiting for the arrival of the frame 1. It is waiting for the arrival of the frame 1. So no action occurs. And as soon as the frame 1 is arrived, so frame 1 is sent. Here if frame 1 is sent, then the window of this one will shift to next one and it will send the acknowledgement 2. So again it will go back and again it will send the frame number 2. Even though the frame number 2 and frame number 3 is sent back, so it is waiting for this one. Go back n. Go back n means I have not received the frame number 1. So go to the frame 1. So till you receive the frame 1, it will send the request back and it will wait for the frame 1. So that means it will check for the timeout and it will check for the whether I have received the acknowledgement or not. If I have received the acknowledgement, I have to send the next checking. So I'll send the next frame. So next frames are resent and then thereafter I can send the next frame. So this is how you can go and wait for, so go back n. So go back till that nth frame you have to send. So you have to go back by n numbers. So and with that, once that frame is received, you can go for the next one. So this is called as a go back n type of concept. So stop and wait is a special case of go back n, in which the size of window is considered to be 1, but window size may not be 1. So window size may be more than that. So in such case, if a particular window is not received or a particular frame is not received, again you can see that in previous case, here a frame 1 is not received, but frame 2 and frame 3 are received. But you can see here the frame 2 and frame 3 are resent back. So bandwidth utilization again comes down because of such kind of repetitive type of transmission, because from that number you have to resend all the frames once again. Okay, now this is what the problem with this go back n again. So this can be overcome with a selective repeat type of window. So here you can see that the frames are already acknowledged, the frames are sent but not acknowledged. The frames that can be sent, that means you can send these frames. So the window size is of 2 raised to m minus 1. So here you can see that 2 raised to m minus 1, this is the window size you have considered. That is 2 raised to m minus 1. m is considered to be 4. So 3 minus 4 minus 1, 3, it is 7. So this is the window size we have considered of 7, 0 to 8, sorry 0 to 7, that is the window size 8. Now receiving window is of same size again. In previous case the receiving window is of only one size. Okay, here it is a receiving window is of same size. So that is 2 raised to m minus 1. So we will finish it and then we'll stop. Okay, now what happens, let us see. Here you can see that this is the design of the selective repeat. Whenever you get a request, you will be sending a data. So you will be sending a data of window size, and that will be received at the receiving end, and acknowledgement number you will be getting. Now this acknowledgement number is again you will be sending in a different manner. So the timer is again there. So you can see that the only difference is that in previous case the window size is of 1 only. Now here it is a window size is of same size, that is of sender 1. So this is what the difference is. Now here you can see how the selective repeat window size occurs. Now let us consider the window size is of 2. Window size is of 2. So you will be sending a frame 0. You will be sending frame 0 and you will be receiving, here it is 0 and 1 will be receiving. So 0 is received and you will be sending the acknowledgement. So simultaneously after certain period the frame 1 will be sent. So the frame 0 is already sent and frame 1 is received. So the window will shift to the next. Window will shift to the next and it will send the information back. It will send the information back. Okay. So this is how actually it will be waiting for the next one. Then the next consider, you can say that here it is considered to be equal to 2 raised to m minus 1. Now consider the window size is greater than 2 raised to m minus 1. What happens? Let us see. So when the window size is 2 raised to m minus 1, 0, 1, 2 you will be considering. You will be sending 0th frame, second 1 frame, third frame, sorry second frame. Then here you can see that when 0th is received and it sends the acknowledgement, the window will shift to the next one. It will send the window, then it will send the acknowledgement. It will send the shift the window. It will send the acknowledgement. Now it should be waiting for window number 3. Frame number 3, but it is sending window number 0. Frame number 0. So frame number 0 is received and it is accepted. So this is an error. So in selective ARQ, the size of the sender and receiver window must be almost half of the 2 raised to m. So delivery of the data in selective repeat, how before delivery and after delivery, you can see that 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what the window size is received. Just a minute. This is what the window size you have received. And after delivery, you will be receiving your window size is of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. So the window has moved to acknowledgement number 3. Okay. Now let us see the example over here. That example gives you the clear idea. The window size is 0, 1, 2, 3. So here it is also 0, 1, 2, 3. Now the timer starts. You get a request. The timer starts. You send a frame 0. You send a frame 0. And you send the acknowledgement, next acknowledgement. So the frame is 0 is delivered. So the acknowledgement frame is shifted now. Now as soon as the acknowledgement frame is shifted, the frame is again shifted. Here the window is again shifted 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will send it will send frame 1. So as soon as it sends frame 1, that frame gets lost because of noisy channel. That frame gets lost because of noisy channel. Since frame 1 is not received, here the timer is on and the next request comes and the second frame is received, third frame is received. So it is acknowledged that frame 2 is received, 3 is received, but it will send that it has not acknowledged the frame number 1. So it will ask for this NAK, that means it is not acknowledged frame number 1. I have not received frame number 1. The receiver will send that I have not received frame number 1, and it will arrive here. Even though the frame number 1 is resent, it will resend the frame number 1. It will resend the frame number 1 again. So instead of sending all the frames, in previous case, go back and you have seen that frame number 1, 2, 3 are resent, but here in this case only frame number 1, which is not arrived at receiving end, is only sent back. That's why it is called as a selective ARQ. Only selective frame has been sent. Only selective frame has been sent. So acknowledgement 4 is received as the next frame is received. Acknowledgement 4. So 1, 2, 3 I have received. Now the acknowledgement should go for the fourth one. So the window will be shifted to 4, 5, 6, 7. This is how a selective ARQ works. So go back. In ARQ we have piggybacking type of concept is there in go back one, that will see it in next lecture. So